Hello students, in this video we are discuss about 11th standard computer science chapter 3 topic data communication between CPU and memory. The central processing unit, short form is CPU, has the MDR and MAR. MDR means memory data register, MAR means memory address register. Okay, the CPU has the MDR and MAR. What is the purpose of MDR and MAR? The memory data register keeps the data which is transferred between the memory and the CPU. Okay, it keeps the data which is transferred between memory and the CPU. So this is known as MDR. Okay, but MAR is the address register. The program counter PC is a special register in the CPU which always keeps the address of the next instruction to be executed. It always keeps the address of the next instruction address to be kept. Okay. So, next, the arithmetic and logic unit of the CPU places the address of the memory to be fetched into the memory address register. The arithmetic logic unit fetch the unit CPU places the address of the memory to be fetched into the memory address register. Okay. Next, what is bus? A bus is a collection of wire used for communication between the internal components of the computer. Okay. What is bus? Collection of wire. What is the use of bus? Communication between the internal components of a computer. Communication between the internal components of a computer. So is known as bus. Okay. Next one, the word in the RAM has the same size. Word in the RAM has the same size. Same size means number of bits as the memory data register. RAM has the same size as the memory data register. If the processor is an 8-bit processor like Intel 8085, microprocessor, how many bits having? 8-bit processor. Okay, Intel 8085 microprocessor have 8-bit processor. Next, MDR and the word in the RAM both have 8-bit. So, RAM and memory at data register have same size bits. Okay, so same size bits means 8-bit processor, no, like, so MDR and RAM have 8 bits, have both 8-bit, but 4-bit processor having same as RAM and MDR have 4 bits. Okay, next, the read operation transfer the data from word to memory data register. The write operation transfer the data from memory data registers to word. The read operation, there are two operations having read operation and write operation. Read operation transfer the data from word to memory data register. Okay, read operation transfer the data from word to memory data register, but write operation transfer the data from memory data register to word. Okay, so next, types of microprocessor. Microprocessor can be classified based on the following criteria. The width of data, first one is the width of data that can be proceed the instruction set. Microprocessors can be classified into two criteria. First one, the width of data that can be proceed. Next one, the instruction set. Next, the classification of microprocessor based on data width. The classification of microprocessor based on what? First criteria, the data width. Okay, depending on the data width, microprocessor can process instruction. The microprocessor can be classified as follows: 8-bit microprocessor, 16-bit microprocessor, 32-bit microprocessor, 64-bit microprocessor. Listen once again, the classification of microprocessor based on what? Data width. Data width based, how the microprocessor can be classified into following types: 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit and 64-bit. Okay, next, classification of microprocessor based on instruction set. The classification of microprocessor based on what? Instruction set. The size of the instruction set is important consideration while categorizing microprocessor. There are two types of microprocessor based on their instruction set. First one, RISC, RISC and CISC. RISC means reduced instruction set computer. CISC means complex instruction set computer. So the classification of microprocessor based on instruction set, there are two types. First one, RISC and one, CISC. Reduced instruction set computer, complex instruction set computer. Example of RISC processor are, examples of RISC processor: Pentium 4, Intel P6, AMD K6 and K7. These are the example of RISC processor. Next, examples of CISC processors are Intel 386 and 486, Pentium 2 and Pentium 3 and Motorola 68000. Okay, so this is the types of microprocessor.